First, the top headlines. State government must now impose restriction on breathing of air as well, MPCC President. State government issues order for reopening of schools from tomorrow, 29th of November. Frequent ban on internet and clamping of curfews is violation of fundamental rights of the citizens, agitation. Mayapaibi's demand unconditional release of all arrested individuals in connection with vandalism of residences of MLAs and ministers. A very good evening. Welcome to ELITETV and you're watching Primetime English News. I'm your host Chongtham, Amrita, and these are the news in details. Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee President Kaishal Meghachandra has stated that amidst reckless and relentless bans and restrictions imposed by illegal organizations against the general public, even the state government is also taking part in imposing restrictions and bans against the general public. In such a scenario, it is best that the state government also restricts and impose a ban on breathing for life as well. The statement was made today, the 28th of November, during a press meet held at the BT Road Congress Bhavan, which was jointly organized by 10 political parties in the state. The press meet was also attended by senior leaders of all 10 political parties as well. Speaking during the press meet, MPCC President K. Meghachandra further stated that the Prime Minister has paid deaf ears to the proposal of all political parties of the state to give an appointment for discussing the current crisis of the state. However, upon his failure to provide any appointment, MPCC is now set to take up agitations in the national capital beginning next week, along with India Bloc national leaders. He added that amid such heightened sufferings in the state of Manipur, the state government is adding more pain and suffering for the general public by imposing internet ban, curfews and closing down of all educational institutions in the state. He further added that such indefinite closure of all educational institutions in the state is the first of its kind in BJP's double-engine government in the entire country of India. He continued that frequent shutting down of educational institutions greatly hampers the academic career and future prospects of the young students. He further drew the attention of the state government to lift the internet ban as well at the earliest, citing that it is in gross violation of the fundamental rights of the people of the state.
Prime Minister ki office political party leader mayam MLA humfu yauna kaubiraga solution nama porakna bu hoda biu haibasi kari gi hona bidabano asugumba genuine case genuine mayam demand mayam ama haiban tabidi aduna maram borkanda leiriba aikhoi mayam da ban blockade curfew re-imposition of armed forces special foray, closures of all the schools and institutions. As sida hainga lite koi hingbagi right angang sing asa adagi ngasi angang sing sida mainstream dagi thaidurai ba mayam sing naha sing haurali ba adagi makhoi asa mayam sing pulap aikoi mayam sing wakhal lama onana Sati Yaduri Aduna Masi Kanbiu Aduna Lairiba situation ji Yamna Akogi Atu Bada Masi action Lokot Biu, Ako Haining Ilitre Parja civilian di Laidana, even the MLAs, ministers, representative of the different constituency, asigi political parties. Mayam leaders, Mayam ekoi stage shape oidraba.
Manipur State Council, All India Students Federation AISF has been appealing the state government to lift the ban imposed with regards to the closure of all educational institutions in the state since 21st November after escalations of protests from the general public following the brutal murder of the 6 abducted Meitei individuals by armed Kuki militants. The Students' Federation has expressed that it is very unfortunate that the state government has paid deaf ears to the appeals of the students' community when the examinations of Class 10 and 12 is approaching near. The Federation further highlighted that beginning 2nd December, the pre-board examination of students of Class 10 is set to commence. In view of the future academic career of the students of Manipur, the Federation has urged the state government and concerned authorities to reopen the schools and other educational institutions in the state. Meanwhile, the state government's education department, with an order issued by the Director of Education S, has announced that normal classes of all schools of the state, government, government-aided, private and central schools shall reopen from tomorrow, that is 29th of November. In this regard, all zonal educational officers under the Department of Education S have been directed to inform all concerned under their jurisdictions and to take up necessary actions accordingly. Tara Gijesu's chairperson and senior advocate Khaide Mani has expressed that a proper governance must be set under a well-defined law. However, there is no such proper governance and law in the state of Manipur. The statement was made during a press meet held at the Tara Gijesu office in connection with the 19-month-long crisis which has taken a toll on the lives of the people of Manipur. Besides the hardships faced by the people of Manipur, the frequent impositions of internet ban, curfews and closure of educational institutions in the state have severely affected the economic and academic atmosphere in the state. Speaking to the media persons, Tara Gijesu's chairperson, Khaide Mani, further stated that the current crisis in the state of Manipur, with impositions on internet ban and clamping of curfew, has greatly affected the basic fundamental rights of the people of the state. He drew the attention of the state and central government to revoke such bans and unwarranted curfews in the state at the earliest. He further expressed that instead of curbing and taking necessary actions to filter viral posts and messages in social media with the use of cybercrime, imposing a blanket ban on internet is not acceptable. He also stated that under Article 21A, the fundamental right of education of all children has been deprived with the closure of all educational institutions in the state. He further demanded a clarification, 57 Mountain Division Commander-in-Chief, with regard to the missing of one laborer who has gone missing from the Army cantonment of Limakong.
Mangi 57 Mountain Division Army campus cantonment haitare chobuma pandati adumba mugi jurisdiction manunda leba mogi campus ta leba adigi manunda ni mangi bahise masi Indian Army ki achoba mai kuba amaneba maduna masida masumba Army ki aiki mung manunda aiki ingkoda natraga kanagumba amagi authority amagi imungda mi mangre natraga duma ma sina lerumle natraga duma mong tadna lerumle aigo ragadi imungdo masana dum jana batabane balaido batabane marumaduna Indian Army se prithvi ke manunda mari chupa question da lere hangcho kankal managi lere Moya Supreme Court number one, Pushpagi Matanda, Ramsey and Haigi, Madadi, Indian Army, so armed forces, Yaknaba, the hostile sing, the Mapan, the Yaknaba China, Vidamta, Yamakan, the training period, discipline labor, the Mayam Shakti labor, force, money.
Rangi, the victim, the COVID, the key of it, the Wahoo me. Drop off here is so young teen of the Wakala, they say putting the internally displaced person village around 25,000 students. I think Yao is a Muegi future say कमाइन तौगदगी हाइबदुमा कोई सरकार ने खल्लगा नेचु थिंगजले ऑनलाइन क्लास कर तौगम याबा एरिया दसु ऑनलाइन क्लास तो अंदरे अदुना जनरेशन अमगी एजुकेशन से पूरा हाथ को चप माने अदुना कोई मोबाइल डेटा दा बैन तौरिबा इंटरनेट की बैन तौरि सेवा याम सिना लोकपा अमा दरकार ले मशीन मांगन बगा मशीन काला को बगा होति रिमोट मंकरी गम याम कन तौरि आदि वर्ल्ड वाइड माउट सरकार ने दिग्रांग तौगनी हाइबरा कोई आलोस्पिंग अपराइजिंग की ना थिंगबा अदु कोई जो नहीं थिंग तो मोबाइल ले बगते वर्ल्ड वाइड माउट तौरगा one of the biggest agitation in Manipur is adoption now. Aduna madu thingna ne thingna kogi to yamna benefits for to guna ti na site ki tare esi site khanjai educational institution si di oina handoga the class ka ga phana ke no na the course CBSE ki toriba khole go me am si ki need ki parkhan la ko mi ki time fix toriga la ko do सिलेक्शन पे गांव सिलेबस से नमोदर के दिए पे आना
अखोइना मसिदेसिदा कोज ऑफ द से खंगेना हायरगदी ngसागी इंक्वेस्ट रिपोर्ट दुगा पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट दुगा अनि सिगी टेली दौने रेगा मदुदा कंट्राडिक्शन लेनरमगदी अखोइना कोज ऑफ द से अखोइना लाइन खंगम ngमि अदु अखोइ मियामना पामी मी मियाम हादे रियलिस्ट ऑफ द रियल केस दी अदु अरगदी मोइना सिबगी दंदी पियु कैपिटल पनिशमेंट पियु हाइरिंग सरकारनसु अदु पिनि गाना हाइ अदु पिनि हायरगा इन्वेस्टिगेशन की पार्ट लोइना सोइरे हायरगा हयंग सार से थागलपदा लाकुना मयाम लेरगदी मदुगी रीजनेबल मदुगी डाउट से बेनिफिट एक्यूज फंगिने अदु एक्यूज द बेनिफिट फंगरगदी मदुदे टू द बियॉन्ड रीजनेबल डाउट द प्रोसिक्यूशन तौरप नमद्रगदी मदुदे टू द मकोइसे छिबगी दंदी पीबदी लादने इराइलाइना नाथोखिगने अदुगुंबा नाथोखिबा याबा कुकी सेंगने एक्यूज कोइरगा नाथोखिबगी याबगी चुमसे अखोइना कनो से रूल से अखोइना यामना मसिदे से अखोइना याम डाउट लइए अखोइना करिगिनो ना हाइबदा ताके रोमदेगी अखोइ अंगाम नुपामचा ngन नुपिबदागा एनआई द सिनाग्रे सही अमा मखाइ हंजले मोइगी केसु मखोइगी होजी करि स्टेटस त लइ अखोइ खंगे
Kwakaitel Apunba Mairapai Bilo President Sobom Subita has stated that if the state government fails to unconditionally release all the arrested individuals who have been arrested on the charges of vandalism of residences of MLAs and ministers on 16th November, then people of the state are prepared to resort to various forms of agitations. The statement was made today, the 28th of November, during a sit-in protest held at Kwakaitel Ibudao Nongsaba Laibung, which was organized by Kwakaitel Apunma Mairapai Bilog and people of the area, protesting against the arrest of all individuals who have been arrested on the charges of vandalizing the residences of MLAs and ministers of the state. Speaking to media persons during the sit-in protest, Sobom Subita further expressed that the people of Manipur have been facing untold hardships for the past 19 months. However, the anger of the people recently escalated when the news of the brutal murder of the 6 abducted Meitei individuals, including 8-month-old infant, spread. However, the MLAs and ministers of the state still remain silent, taking up no actions or expressing any definite stand of their own. She further added that by arresting innocent people, including Mairapaibi and womenfolk, the state government cannot bring an end to the solution. Instead, the state and the central government must work on taking up definitive actions to bring the Kuki militants under control. She cautioned that if all the arrested individuals are not released unconditionally, all CSOs and the general public are all set to launch stern agitations against the state government, she added.
Angangsing yauna phagalakpagi nungaitadana leiringe serek aduda masu yauna phagalakpana maram oiraga ekoi se leifam khangaktabadagi ekoi khongjang se nahandagi haujarakpani adu haujarakpasida irompu khichongpan magi home area sida moiga loinana moigi club amadi Mairapai biga loinana koina numitu so koi rally mati ama sasagi adu mokoi ga loinana koina tidim lambi se susila thadokri pau amadi atopa angangsing thadokri pau condition amadan yaudana thadokri pau ba ekoi matam kaktana ban taurena lauthokchaki adubu ekoina lauthokchakraba so koi bandi huje suleptana taujari ekoi ngasi sina gari ware lauraga gari tawgatagi habududi makha taba ipau bijarake.
Manipur People's Party has expressed its discontentment over the failure of the central government to take up and discuss the Manipur issue in the current winter session of the Indian Parliament. A release issued by Manipur People's Party has stated that the recent report of the National Investigating Agency (NIA) has already disclosed that there is involvement of foreign hands in the current 19-month crisis in the state, which has been started by the Kuki militants, and also noted that such report of the NIA has further unfolded that such terrorist attacks is bound to spread to the entire northeastern states of India. Considering such a report of the NIA, it is now easy for the central government to carry out a crackdown against the armed Kuki militants and to bring an end to the current crisis. The release further added that in the crisis, more than 260 innocent people have lost their lives and more than 60,000 people have been internally displaced. Their suffering has been further heightened by the imposition of internet ban and curfew, greatly affecting the economic activities in the state. Such inaction of the central government only shows that the Indian government is planning to annihilate the entire Meitei community from the soil of India. The release also cautioned that continuous silence and inactivity of the central government might compel the people of Manipur to withdraw their Indian citizenship from the Indian dominion. Manipur police intercepted a four-wheeler on Palel-Chandel Road, uncovering 135 grams of suspected heroin concealed within 11 soap cases inside the vehicle. The driver, identified as 24-year-old Mohammed Rusan, was promptly arrested and authorities seized the car, the narcotics and a mobile phone from his possession. Meanwhile, security forces instead intensified search operations and area domination exercises across vulnerable regions in the hill and valley districts of the state. These efforts aim to curb illegal activities and ensure public safety in sensitive zones. The movement of 262 and 336 vehicles carrying essential commodities along National Highways 37 and 2, respectively, was successfully facilitated with strict security protocols in place. Security convoys have been deployed along critical stretches to guarantee the safe passage of goods. Additionally, a total of 94 nakas and checkpoints have been set up in various districts covering both hill and valley areas. Despite these heightened measures, no detentions were reported for violations across the state, reflecting the efficacy of the security arrangements. Now let's take a short break and we will return with more news updates. Stay tuned.
One lakh or imprisonment up to 1 year or both. Subsequent offence fined up to rupees 5 lakhs or imprisonment up to 3 years or both. Storage of electronic cigarettes fined up to rupees 50,000 or imprisonment up to 6 months or both. Tobacco
Ningsing Thauram, Malem Taibang Pan Sidai Koi Kwai Pumnamak Pukon Biramba, Soraisam Gopalna, Punsi Chengel Loiraduna, Mahaki Nungsi Jaraba, Imung Manung, Sagainatai Kwai Pumnamakpu, Tadok Lamnaga, Haukiba Tang Kunga Humdoi, Tatara Matoi, English Singaniga Kungamari, Hianga Yikunga Humdoi Nipanba Tanzanamita, Jesu Christagi Mafamda, Changzakre, Lakliba Tang Taruk, Tatara Nitoi, English Singaniga Kungamari, Poinugi Mangani Panba, Irai Numita, Lake Hidraba Sigidamak, Jesu Christagi Mingda, Sakja Sonjaduna, Ningsing Bagi Torom Ama, Pangtok Jagadauri, Toramasida, Ahalaman, Amadi Maruk Mapang Kwai Kibikna, Matam Chana Ling Biraktuna, Toramasibu Mapung Fahan Biranaba, ELITETV Thongda, Pauzen Jedi. Toram Hodok Pagi Matam, Ayupung Mapan, Togal Tobigadaba, Pastor Lanjan Sarangthem, Pauzen Jedi, Yumnam, Subadani Devi, Luinabi, Binit, Paunam Toibi, Mamonupi, Soraisam Devjani, Machanupi, Hop Soraisam Paunam, Mashunupi, Soraisam Dev Keshor, Machanupa, Tiam Nauba, Mayanupa, Uripok Sorbon Tingel, Infal.
Mobile furniture na lagliba wedding season asigi anaw ba contemporary wedding set furniture sing puduna lakchari loina na Manipur de ihan han ba oina wedding set laibi ba matamda 24 karat ki 5 gram ki gold coin free gift oina bizari mayam lengsin biraktuna mobile furniture ki 3rd edition the great wedding sales gold offer asi pre booking tobiduna khudong chaba silobi ho
offer asi akupa information khambina ba damakta sangai product laiba mobile furniture la lengsin biro.
Welcome back after the short break, and now let's continue with more news updates. A sit-in protest against the Jiribam killings was held today, the 28th November, at Kwakaitel Lukram Makalekai Community Hall, organized by various women's associations, including Manipur Ima, Mayaikoi Bining Taujam Laikai Nupi Ihomaru, and others. Protesters raised placards demanding justice for victims, punishment for Kuki terrorists, and the repeal of AFSPA. Speaking at the event, Manipur Ima Chief Convener Sagolsem Kulamangang criticized the government for its failure to prevent the crisis and expressed disappointment over the imposition of AFSPA in 6 police stations during this period of unrest.
Sak piri, cheng piri, aduna di yabraiba. Masa masu kari tauni, kari lairik tamni su khangdaba. Aduna ta sum laibadi, yaningde, kuki terroristing na taliba, separate administration pibi yaroi, supi piroi. Manipur masih makai basu yaroi, kari gumba masih rakai rako tardi. Jun 19 duriyam lairi. Asauba public ki warama lakani, public ki adugumba asauba lanjang nama sangko matamda karamba pitri bida lairiba sakti intana thingbang amoy. The
Joint Action Committee has submitted a memorandum to the Chief Minister of Manipur seeking urgent action to locate Laishram Kamal Babu Singh, 56 years of age, missing since November 25, 2024, from the 57 Mountain Division, Laimakong. Laishram Kamal Babu, employed as a supervisor and temporarily residing at Loitan Kuno, was last seen leaving for work that morning. His phone was switched off by 2 p.m. and he failed to return home. Despite a complaint filed with Segmai Police Station, no updates have been provided, causing public unrest. The JAC has requested immediate intervention, strict action against those responsible, and assurance of his safe return. Copies of the appeal have been sent to the Governor, Minister H. Dingo Singh, and the DGP. The autopsy reports of the remaining 5 victims of the tragic Jiribam incident have revealed harrowing details of brutal injuries, multiple bullet wounds, and severe trauma. Among the 6 hostages killed, Laishram Langamba, a 10-month-old infant, suffered a bullet injury to the left knee and had both eyeballs missing. The infant's autopsy has also detailed multiple lacerations and blunt force injuries, including fractures to the skull and right shoulder. Lamngamba's aunt, Delem Toibi, 31 years of age, sustained 3 gunshot wounds to the chest and 1 to the abdomen. Her skull was crushed with a blunt object, causing severe fractures and loss of brain matter. Both of her forearms were severely damaged and her eyes were dislodged from their sockets. Toibi's 8-year-old daughter, Delem Tajamanbi Devi, also died from a fatal bullet wound. It is to be mentioned here that the autopsy report of 3 out of 6 Jiribam hostages killed by alleged Mar Kukizo militants were already released by the Silchar Medical College and Hospital in Assam. The autopsy reports also included details of 2 senior citizens killed during the attack on November 11 by suspected Kuki militants. Maibam Kesho Maitei, 72 years, suffered blunt trauma, burns and missing body parts, while Laishram Baran Maitei, 64 years, was found severely charred. The attack occurred at Borobekra police station in Jiribam, which housed a relief camp. The militants killed 2 civilians and engaged in a gunfight with CRPF personnel, who retaliated and neutralized 11 attackers. The bodies of the 6 people, including 3 children who were reportedly abducted by Kukizo Mar militants, were found floating in the Barak River. The barbaric killings have reignited tensions in Manipur, with protests demanding justice for the victims and justice for the victims. The government has suspended internet services to prevent the spread of misinformation and maintain public order. In a recent development, authorities have re-registered the case with NIA and launched a fresh investigation into the Jiribam incident. Meanwhile, the public continues to call for accountability and justice for the atrocities committed. This tragic event marks another grim chapter in Manipur's ongoing conflict, emphasizing the urgent need for peace and reconciliation in the region. The Republican Party of India, Thawale RPIA, has announced a nationwide mass protest addressing the ongoing conflict in Manipur. This decision was made during the All India Leaders Meet chaired by RPIA National Secretary Thaunauja Maheshwar at New Maharashtra Southern, New Delhi. Under the theme Manipur Issue, National Issue, the meet brought together RPI leaders from across the country, including Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Assam, and other states. Addressing the gathering, T.H. Maheshwar underscored the national implications of the crisis, attributing it to illegal armed Kuki militants and warning that the unrest is now spreading to neighboring states like Nagaland, Assam, and Mizoram. Maheshwar also highlighted the use of drone bombs and missiles by militants and referenced an NIA report suggesting foreign involvement, cautioning that the conflict could extend across the northeast. The event was attended by national and state leaders, including Rajiv Menon and other key members.
हमारे मणिपुर में जो हो रहा है आपको मालूम है मणिपुर में 1.5 years से चल रहा है हम लोग आवाज उठाते आ रहे हैं पर ये इस बार कुछ ज्यादा क्रॉस लिमिट हो गया है बाय द कुकी टेररिस्ट तो इसमें क्या है कि 3 महिला और 3 औरत को आग निकाल के मार दिया गया 8 साल के लड़की को रेप करके मार दिया गया दिस इज नॉट द समुदाय 2 समुदाय वर्सेस 1 समुदाय ऐसा नहीं है दिस इज अटैक फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड और दिल्ली को भी खोखला कर सकता है कोलकाता को भी खोखला कर सकता है हैदराबाद को भी खोखला कर सकता है एवरी स्टेट को खोखला कर सकता है इसमें हम लोग चुप रहेंगे एक बार बताइए तो आप लोग चुप रहेंगे आप लोग चुप नहीं रहेंगे ना ये सिर्फ मणिपुर का इशू बन के ये साइड में मत रखिए दिस इज नेशनल इशू सो एक बार आके हम लोग फाइट करेंगे कि ये कुकी टेररिस्ट के खिलाफ ये
The Patriotic Writers Forum Manipur, in collaboration with the Women Literary and Cultural Organization, Hojai Assam, has announced plans to install monuments of Lamyanba Hijamirabot and Nupilal in Hojai, Assam. According to a press release from PAWF, the monuments were transported via Indigo Airlines and officially handed over to the people of Hojai by PAWF President Nauroibam Khamba Luang and Secretary Rakesh Naurem. Speaking at the event, Rakesh Naurem stated that the monuments will be installed on December 10 and 12, 2024 to promote the spirit of nationalism and patriotism among the Meitei diaspora in Hojai. He emphasized the historical significance of Nupilal in 1904 and 1939 and recognized the contributions of the Meitei community in Assam during the ongoing conflict in Manipur. The event was also attended by Manipuri Women Literary and Cultural Organization President Huirongbom Kunjabati, Secretary Ashem Subhashini Landona Thangjam Irabot, social activist Huirongbom Binod Bihari, and other key members.
Irabona Kunai the Malorum Batoda, Aduga, maintain the Pisina, Mitegi Kunai, Kanabagi the Mota British Mayota 1904 amadi 1939 da low keep adu on the piece in the Tongaling Jalado, Horibe Mirons the Kanganabagi Pandam da, Highway Mitamani in Jagadorini, Ojik, Manipuda, Chin Kukinako, terrorism, Chova, Kugi, say Ting Mapi, and Awana Tariba, Sigi Marata, Kuna Haidoraga, Lan, Mayokna, Nakuna, Mapam State, Kuna Mitamani, King Gadorisa, Manipurgi, Mitation Kundaba. Manipur is not by the population Jambalam Oiragaso. Second Manipur has Assam Oi. Adana, Assam the Kundariba mutation now since he support Makuki cooperation Yauda Gadi, Hojik and River Lands, and I don't know the show, the overlay.
For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and X for more information about the channel. And now before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. State government must now impose restriction on breathing of air as well, MPCC President. State government issues order for reopening of schools from tomorrow, 29th of November. Frequent ban on internet and clamping of curfew is violation of fundamental rights of the citizens, Agitation. Mayrapaibins demand unconditional release of all arrested individuals in connection with vandalism of residences of MLAs and ministers. Well, that's all the news we had for today. Thank you for watching ELITETV News. I'm your host, Chongtham, Amrita, signing off for tonight. Have a good night.